No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackin podcast episode 141. I am your host, the Warden, Matt Ritter, and I am here as always with my host, co-host, Sir Cussalott, Travis Pointer, a.k.a. the Dragon King, a.k.a. Big T, a.k.a. Sweet T, a.k.a. T-Money, a.k.a. T-Bag, a.k.a. Black Merlin, a.k.a. the HNIC.
What's happening?
What's up, Travis? How you doing?
I'm all right.
How is quarantine going for you?
Not too bad. I just finished the third of the Uncharted series, so it's 3 games I beat. Gonna start 4 pretty soon. If I don't decide to, play Final Fantasy 7 instead, I'll probably do that. So, yeah.
I'm almost done with Final Fantasy 7. I'm on chapter 17 of 18, and then I'm gonna have to wait probably another 5 years for part 2 to come out.
Something like that, because Square Enix is on that bullshit. That's what they do.
And my understanding, this is really only like 10% of even the first disc of the original game. So who knows how many games they're going to get me for? Like there might be 10 Final Fantasy 7 sequels.
My guess would be they do 2 more. Like it kind of like thinking about like what this game is supposed. I haven't played it yet, but like what I've heard about and read about what it's supposed to be, it's like I said, it's just Midgar. So after Midgar, they probably got about 2 more games worth after that. So,
yeah. All right. But I'm looking forward to that. Also,
it's a fantastic game.
You were telling me before we got on air that you broke your dry spell.
I sure did.
And I'm not talking about with your dick. I'm talking about with your tequila.
Yeah.
So you are you drinking now?
Maybe.
Is there tequila in your chalice?
Yeah.
Good. We can start making jokes about how you drink and have a drinking problem again. I was getting really bored not doing that. Travis, it's that time. It is time for you to slide into Sasha's DMs.
Yeah. I meant to bring something up too, because we talked about this last week, and then afterwards I followed up and I forgot to text you and tell you. But now I can tell you because it relates to this anyway. We were talking about Nia Jax and how you weren't sure what side of the family she was on.
Yes.
She is in fact Samoan. Her father was High Chief Peter Maravilla's first cousin.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I really thought she was on the Rocky Johnson side.
Nope, she's on the Samoan side. She's another one. Okay. But anyway, Sasha. Let's see.
Yes, Sasha. I don't know how Sasha and Nia are the same person or even relate, but...
Well, the reason why that related, because it reminded me of something else I saw of Nia Jax on Instagram earlier today, so it kind of jogged my memory.
Okay. While you're doing that, even though it's ill-advised and we keep getting in trouble on YouTube for it, I don't give a fuck. So...
Satisfaction. We about to blow you a shotgun right through your speakers. We breathing life back into the music industry, man. Ludacris and beat up my mouth, somebody for sensation. Can you handle it? 808 bang in the back with the whooper like boom, 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 boom. With my foot up on the pedal and my hand on my strap, got the engine like boom, 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 boom. What's up? You ain't never heard it like this before.
All right, we got a panda having a seizure. He is on his side. His tongue is flapping all over the place. He possibly may have peanut butter on the roof of his mouth, and he's trying to get it off. Because that's exactly what dogs look like when they've got peanut butter on the roof of their mouth and trying to get it off. Or Travis is trying to seduce her with what looks like really poor tongue skills.
There we go.
You got to get that tongue game tongue game better if you want to step to the boss, Travis.
I mean, that's not my tongue game. That's that panda's tongue game. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
All right, so let's just get right into it. Fucking Velveteen Dream. So, listen, the smart route, the PC route would be to say that we do not have an opinion one way or the other because nothing has been proven or denied.
Well, it's been denied. He's denied it.
Well, factually, nothing has been proven or true or false.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know if he did do it or he did not do it. So the smart thing is to say we're going to keep our opinions to ourselves, because if we find out he did do it and it sounds like we are defending him, then we're defending a pedophile. If we attack him and it turns out he didn't, then, you know, we're supporting that whole culture of attacking famous people for doing things that they didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
For all I know, this is an Adam Cole fan who just doesn't want to see Velveteen become champion and thought, hey, I can get him kicked out of the WWE. Like,
before he could take the title from Adam Cole, you know.
I don't know what's going on. I will say this. From what I gather from most WWE superstars, especially Patrick, we'll call him Patrick for a second. I know people hate that, so. He doesn't seem like he's stupid enough to go on Instagram and tell everyone his DMs are open and then openly start sending underage people nude pics, answering FaceTime calls with his voice. And okay, if it does sound like him, people do fucking imitations. I do poor ones.
Have you
People
heard
do
it though?
ones.
Have you heard
No.
that?
I didn't listen to the audio.
If you heard the audio, that could be any random dude with a deep voice. Well, any random black dude with a deep voice sounds like that. It was like half a lie. All it said was, "What school do you go to?" Like, it was like that. Audio aside, you know, it like you said, it seems like he wouldn't be dumb enough to do something like that.
But you never know.
Exactly. You never know. The thing is, if he is dumb enough to do that, he deserves whatever's coming to him anyway, outside of, you know, how fucked up it is. Because granted, how fucked up it is, he deserves whatever's coming to him. But he deserves whatever's coming to him if he does it for stupidity alone. You know how sometimes you just got to pay the stupid tax? Yeah.
I agree. I will say this. He did not deny that was a picture of his penis. And if I was him, I wouldn't either. I'd be telling her, yep, that's my dick right there. That's me.
You see that fantastic piece of man meat right there? Yeah, that's mine. However, I did not send that.
Just because I'm white and I don't have, you know, I was tanning that day, that is definitely my penis because there's no face in it. It literally could be anyone, but I'd be claiming that shit too. I saw the picture, uncensored, unfortunately, in my timeline. Thank you for that, Twitter. Really, really needed that.
He got that Velveteen dick.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have dreams tonight. And they're not going to be pleasant.
Oh, you're going to be dreaming about Velveteen's dick?
So anyway, there's some, let's talk about
show that Matthew Ritter just admitted that he will be dreaming about Velveteen Dream's dick. Continue.
Jared King Lawler. Should he be on commentary? Should he not be on commentary in 2020? So I put a poll out there. I didn't really put a poll out there. I just kind of asked it. And I got a lot of fucked up answers. Twitter, thank you for that. You know, there were people just like, well, I really liked him in 1998. And it's like, okay, that's not the question.
Yeah, that doesn't do any good right now. Yeah, we all liked him in 1998. We're talking about now.
I stopped liking him in 2008. And like, I even had one guy like come at me really aggressively and tell me like he doesn't listen to commentary on wrestling shows because all commentators sound alike and not to respond to him because he's not wrong, like, and he doesn't care if anyone agrees. Like, dude, it was really aggressive and weird. It was a strange thing.
Did you mute him?
It really was. I did not mute him. I don't mute or block people unless they are like personally attacking someone that I communicate with that I know is on some bullshit, or if it's like a racist, homophobic, transphobic, some kind of, you know, bullshit that I see, then those people get the block. But generally, I don't mute people.
Well, see, I don't block people either. I mute them. That way they can just keep saying whatever the fuck they want, but they're just talking to the walls. I just told the guy, I was like, that was a really aggressive way to just say no, bro. And like he kept going. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, well, why would anyone listen to commentary? I'm like, I started to answer. I'm like, well, no, I'm like, do not engage with those people.
No, I was like, listen, clearly you've made up your mind. You don't like commentary. I'm not doing this. You have a good day, sir. And he goes, well, what were you going to say? I'm like, it doesn't matter what I was going to say because
See,
you clearly don't want to hear it.
Answering.
No,
You got to fight that urge, bro. You got to fight it.
I didn't give him what he wanted, though. I just kept denying him. And
No,
I
you
enjoyed
did. You responded. That's
No,
what he wanted. He wanted a
wanted-
response.
He wanted to fight, and I wouldn't give him the fight. I just kept telling him, have a nice day. He's made up his mind. I'm not fighting him. I only did it twice, and then it stopped there. Then I just stopped replying. But he was trying to get a fight. He was trying to get an argument. I wasn't.
You gave him a lot more than I would have. Like I said, I would have just muted him right away, and let him keep talking to the air.
So, Jerry the King Lawler with the ramen noodle moonsault and everything. Some people look at it as, he's an old white man who it was funny in 1998 and he doesn't realize it's not funny now. And some people even think it's funny. It's clearly racist, whether he intends it to be racist or not. Do you think we need Jerry Lawler on commentary in 2020?
I mean, do we need him? No. Are there moments when I'm still entertained by him? Yes. But overall, do I think there are other people at their disposal that could do the job better? Yes.
Okay.
So it's just he's around for his name. So it's just I'm not bothered by him being there, but do I think it could be better with somebody else? Most likely.
Okay.
So as long as he's there, it's whatever, but I wouldn't miss him if he was gone.
They announced that there will be no WWE 2K21 this year.
It's because 20 was trash.
I don't think that's why.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they care if 20 was trash. People still bought it.
Yeah. The problem is everybody knows 20 was trash, so they won't buy 21.
Possibly.
And the thing is, there's a whole lot behind that too. Did you hear about the development studio issues?
No, I didn't.
Well, 2K20 was the first one that they did that wasn't developed by Ukes.
Okay.
They switched over to one of their internal 2K studios, the
That
same
was
ones that did NBA 2K. Well,
That
like
was
a
dumb.
part of them, and they fucked it up.
Yeah.
So it's just they're probably taking this time to get their shit together.
Supposedly, I believe on Monday, they're supposed to make some kind of significant announcement. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And we'll talk about that next week to see what they have to say. But they did say, do not expect a WWE 2K21.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, and I just find this fucking interesting, and I think it was on Backstage that I heard this. Vince McMahon has a T-Rex skull in his office.
That's fucking amazing. I want a
Right.
T-Rex skull.
In my
That's
in
the
my
most
office.
baller shit that I have ever heard in my life. He just got a fucking T-Rex skull.
My office isn't big enough to have a T-Rex skull in it.
Whatever. I will knock down a wall to put a fucking T-Rex skull in here, dude. I don't give a shit. You see this wall right here? I will knock this bitch down. I don't care if they kick me out if they want. They won't know until I move out. But I would knock this fucking wall down to put a T-Rex skull right there.
There's more news and rumors, but it's more so related to what we saw and what's going to go on. So we'll get into it when we get into like Raw and stuff like that. Because there was wrestling Twitter
that like buys into like Vince being like the Mad King, because the Mad King in Game of Thrones had all the dragon skulls and shit.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just I want to be like Vince when I grow up. Anyway, go ahead.
White and racist and rich.
Yeah, because he can get away with it.
Okay, fair enough. He didn't get away. Well, what do you want to talk about first, Travis? Raw, SmackDown, since we're talking about Vince McMahon, NXT or AEW?
Let's talk about that awkward ass SmackDown. Let's do that.
Dude, I barely watched this show. Like, I know what happened. I saw who won, but this just did not grab me at all until the end. And in the end, it was not for the right reasons.
Yeah, it's one of the you watch it like, why is this still happening? Why are they still doing this? Oh, we're going to keep going.
So we kick off SmackDown with a tag team kerfuffle. We got the New Day out there talking about, how many times they've been champions and who deserves the praise. And then the Lucha House Party comes down and they don't want to be ignored anymore and looked over.
And do better.
Miz and Morrison show up and they, say, oh, well, you won the titles in a singles match, which I technically kind of agree with. Like, if you don't win them in a tag team match, you're really tag team champions.
Yeah, but they haven't mattered in 10 years, so who gives a shit?
And then the Forgotten Sons come out.
I don't even know who they are yet.
Don't worry, you'll forget about them soon enough. I've said this. I was not a fan of this call up. I don't think it was a good idea. I definitely don't think SmackDown needed more tag teams when you've still got, everyone that was out there plus the Usos, plus Heavy Machinery. We didn't need to add another team to that.
I think they're trying to make SmackDown like the premier tag team brand because they can't, compete as far as the, main roster title goes. I mean, not the main roster, like the top tier title goes, It's just like, But like they can really give you some bomb ass tag team wrestling on that brand. So that's what they're probably gearing towards. They'd give that to be, SmackDown's identity.
If they wanted to give us some top tier bomb ass tag teams, then they should let them do matches like they do down in NXT and not give us this.
I mean, it helps when you actually have tag team matches.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the Forgotten Sons start taking out the New Day. Like it was clearly, you never know when we're gonna attack. And
I saw it. I'm like, yeah, you're clearly about to attack right now. Like everybody who's watching this show right now knows that you're about to attack right now. What do you?
And anyone in the ring that doesn't know that you're about to attack is fucking stupid and shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Then we got Baron Corbin versus Drew Gulak in a qualifier for Money in the Bank. Corbin wins. For some reason, Shinsuke and Cesaro were involved.
I was wondering about that too. I'm like, wait, did I forget something? Like, were they associated with him before? Or
so Sami Zayn is wrestling Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental title.
Where's he? Is he in Canada?
Sami Zayn? I don't know.
Did they send him back to Canada?
Maybe.
They should send him back to Canada.
So I'm assuming that this was because
is Kevin Owens in Canada too?
I hope not.
Like, where is he? I haven't seen him in a while either. Have we seen him since WrestleMania?
We have not seen him since WrestleMania.
Is he dead?
No, the only one that died at WrestleMania was AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Were you about to say who killed AJ Styles?
No, I was just going to continue with the is Kevin Owens dead yet? I'm like, who killed Kevin Owens? But yeah, we know the dead man killed AJ Styles. We know where he is. He has been buried. He's done.
So I'm just assuming that Gulak is like Daniel Bryan's new best friend, so they just came and beat up.
What
Sammy's
if they
friends
bring
beat up
AJ
Daniel's
back with like
friends?
some kind of like gimmick of him being like the Undertaker's minion or some shit?
I don't know how I'd feel about it.
Like him having like a similar persona to the Undertaker. He's like reborn because the Undertaker buried him.
Here's the thing. He's phenomenal in the ring. He does not do great character work. I don't know.
But you haven't really seen him do character work yet, though.
I kind of have.
No, you haven't. You've seen him be variations of AJ Styles.
I saw when he did that whole fucking bullshit where he was supposedly cheating on his wife in TNA, and guy does not.
It's still a variation of just AJ Styles. Like if
he doesn't do variations of himself very well. I don't see him doing a completely new character.
But maybe that's what he needs.
No, I think he just needs to
completely
be himself.
Different.
Then we had this weird thing where Sheamus beat a jobber, and then
kind of like the natural Dustin Runnels becoming Gold Dust kind of thing,
We had Sheamus beat up a jobber and then try and rape Michael Cole.
You up there, didn't I? You couldn't even respond to it. Now, what about Sheamus?
I've been trying to move on. I was just kind of letting you say your piece so we can move on. Sheamus beat a jobber.
Don't rush me.
And then tried to fuck Michael Cole ringside.
Yeah, he fucked up some Samoan dude.
Yeah, and then just like, you remember when Heidenreich used to like corner Michael Cole, and you got that feeling
in the dark rooms and shit, and he read him poetry.
Like that Heidenreich was gonna just sodomize the shit out of Michael Cole. That's what this Sheamus thing feels like. Like I feel like maybe Michael Cole is into some BDSM. Maybe he likes being the sub. And now Heidenreich was his first dom. Now he's got a new master. Now he's got a new dom.
That means he's probably been lacking for a long time, but he found what he's looking for. You know what? I'm happy for him.
Well, maybe his commentary will get back on, Maybe that's why the passion was gone. Maybe the fire from the Ginger's loins will reignite his passion.
Maybe that's the whole reason why him and Corey Graves were moved to SmackDown.
Could be. You can't split up couples. We had a Jeff Hardy package that I did not pay attention to because I don't care about Jeff Hardy.
It was, I don't know why they're doing it, but it was fine. Like, okay, he went through some shit. His mom died. He named his kid after his mom. He struggled. We know.
I feel like all that stuff could be in like a WWE 24. Like it's weird doing that here, other than to fill time.
They're filling time.
Yeah.
They're filling time. That's exactly what they're doing.
When we could just have a Jeff Hardy match, which I don't like. For those of you listening who are Jeff Hardy fans, I'm sorry. I'm sure there are many things that Jeff Hardy has that are reasons why you guys are fans. I've always been a Matt Hardy guy, and I never understood why Jeff got the push, because he just falls off things gracefully and not so gracefully.
Yeah, it's like Buzz Lightyear, man. Falling with style.
Except Buzz Lightyear could cut a promo. Anyway, we had the Lucha House Party versus
Buzz Lightyear does cut one hell of a promo.
Right? And in Spanish in the last movie. Or the second to last movie?
I think it was the third one, yeah.
Yeah, it was the third one where, they set him to, anyway. Lucha House Party defeat Miz and Morrison. Surprisingly, guess they're not going to get overlooked.
That was weird. Well, not weird, but it was like, oh, are they going to actually do something with the Lucha House Party? Probably not, but it's cool to make us think they might.
Well, we'll talk more about that when we get to NXT. We also got little bits and pieces of Triple H's tribute package for 25 years of Triple H throughout the night, with the Norfolk Scope and just his return in 2002 after, all that shit, and just little highlights of Triple H throughout the night.
Triple H.
The game. Sasha Banks loses to Lacey because Bayley fucked her over.
Now, let's talk about this for a second, because I get it. They have another idea for what they want to do with Money in the Bank, that being the Shayna Baszler stuff. So I understand why. But how great would it have been for this story between Sasha and Bayley if Sasha has the Money in the Bank briefcase while Bayley's the champ?
So here's my thing. We've had, 2 people qualify from SmackDown right now?
Mm-hmm.
So there needs to be a third, right?
Wait, who are the 2? Besides, so Lacey and who else?
Wasn't there another qualifier tonight?
Yeah, because Naomi lost to somebody. Who'd she lose to? Dana Brooke.
Yeah. No, she did not lose to Dana Brooke.
Yes, she did.
Oh, yes, she did. Fuck.
Yes, she did.
So
she lost to fucking Dana Brooke, man. Yeah, exactly. That was so preposterous that you didn't remember that's what happened. Yes, Naomi lost to fucking Dana Brooke to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Shh. All right. Anyway, Dana Brooke, so I think there's one more from SmackDown, and next week we're getting Carmella versus Mandy Rose. So nope, there goes that idea. I thought maybe they'd have like a last chance redemption battle royal for the last spot, but no, that's not going to happen. So fuck that. But let's talk about Money in the Bank, Travis. Have you been paying attention to what they've been saying about Money in the Bank?
Besides the fact they got to like climb up through the building to get to the roof where the ladder actually is.
How fucking awesome does that sound?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I don't know if you know this. I think you do. I think we've talked about this. WWE bought a new headquarters.
We talked about it, yeah.
In the process, and then they stopped, of moving to a new headquarters. This is taking place at the old headquarters. You remember those old commercials that used to come on of the WWE Attitude where they were in the office building and Kane's like lighting people on fire and people are getting thrown out?
Yeah, I was watching that.
That's what this could be.
When I was watching some old episodes of Raw from '99 and shit, they were like showing commercials from that shit. So yeah,
that's what this could be. We could have people going through plate glass office windows. We could have somebody get thrown into the T-Rex skull in Vince's office. This is going to be.
Here's the thing: if we haven't gotten anything out of this, pandemic that we got going on, we got WWE trying new shit. And this is like some more new shit that they're trying, and I cannot be more excited for it.
Oh, yeah, dude. This is going to be like a cinematic experience, like the Boneyard match, like the Firefly Funhouse, like Gargano versus Ciampa 4.
2 of them, because we're getting 2 of those Money in the Bank ladder matches, bro.
So that's where I'm kind of iffy, is I don't know how they're going to pull off the same thing with
They don't have to pull off the same thing. What you do is you do it with 2 different crews.
No, I understand that, but are they going to play them side by side? Are they happening at the same time? Is it going to be like a side-by-side window with the women and the men at the same time?
I doubt that.
Or is it going to be like The Thing, where when they did the thing in, I think, like 2011 or whenever they did it, they set up it was like a prequel, but they started putting stuff in place for like the 1987 thing. So when you watch the two movies back to back, like, so like the men will have it and like they'll break their shit and then they'll film the women after that. So the same shit will be broken. So like when the women go by it, you'll see the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Or another way you can do this. This just popped into my head. I don't know how it would work, but you have the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. You have your different matches throughout the night, but throughout the whole night, you cut into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Like it's like they're both happening at the same time, you know?
I thought about that too. The issue with that is when you're focusing on the match, you're going to be very distracted as to wanting to know what the fuck is going on in that office building. And you're going to be upset if you miss shit.
I mean, sir, listen. Is there anything else happening at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view that you give a shit about besides the Money in the Bank ladder match?
Yeah.
What?
The next thing we're going to talk about, which was the Braun Strowman Bray Wyatt hype video.
Oh, Bray does have a match. I forgot. I forgot all about it because the fucking ladder match is so fucking cool to me. I forgot about everything else.
I understand that. We're also getting Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. We'll talk about that.
Don't give a fuck. But go ahead.
They did a video for Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt, and it looks dope as shit because they covered that history. Like, that's the great thing. This is what I love about Bray Wyatt, what they've done with him since he's returned and since The Fiend is there is actual deep storytelling. Like, they go back, they use history, which is something that WWE normally likes to ignore and pretend like just rewrite and re-envision and do whatever, but they're using actual.
They use it kind of make it like the Fiend exists because of everything that's happened before, and that
they
makes
did
sense.
it with John Cena. They did it. They've done it with every few. He's been in Daniel Bryan, so on and so forth. But little bits. This was much more in depth as to the relationship of Braun and Bray, and it also reminded me how awesome the Wyatt family should have been, but wasn't, and really pissed me off because when you had, first off, even as the blood, like Eric Rowan and Luke Harper were some big dominant motherfuckers. But Braun Strowman back then as the black sheep was just fucking people up. There is no reason why that group should not have run roughshod all over the WWE. But they never put them in that main event position to do that. Bray never used those guys the way they should have been used to advance his career. Instead, it was always him trying to get someone else to join the family, and then that person turning on him or refusing to join, and then him losing time after time. It was really sad, but like really cool at the same time.
But yeah, like I said, all that led to us getting the Fiend. So it's like you can't be too mad at it.
Supposedly, this is going to be Firefly Funhouse Bray versus Braun. It is not going to be the Fiend. So that leads me to believe that he might lose this match.
Possibly.
I don't want to see him lose, but I also don't really want to see him as champion again because he's a character that doesn't need the title. And I was a little disappointed that they jumped right back into it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I understand why they did it. And also I enjoy seeing him with that, that special belt of his too. So it's like I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of special belts, by the way, I'm still waiting on that Cash App so I can go ahead and get that Brahma Bull package, Anyway.
All of you listening, if any of you want some Velveteen Dream-esque pictures, and you are over the age of 21, we're not even going to say 18. If you are over the age of 21 and of legal drinking age and can provide documentation, please send via Cash App money to Travis in the price of a Brahma Bull belt, and you will receive unlimited Velveteen Dream-esque pics in your
for
DMs.
life. I will send you pics once a day for the rest of your life if you do that shit.
There you go.
I can be bought. I have never denied that. So, yeah.
I kind of didn't talk about it. So, Bayley cost Sasha the match, and then Tamina came out and kicked the fuck out of Bayley's head.
We did get some, and we got some little back and forth between Sasha and Bayley. Sasha was telling Bayley to stay the fuck out her shit. So, yeah. And
you also noticed that Sasha did not go check on Bayley or stop Tamina after the kick.
Yeah, she just kind of stood there and looked at it. Yeah, like, damn, that's fucked up.
So,
damn. I mean,
should I do it?
Let me just tell you, like, if we were somewhere and a big scary Samoan kicked you in the face, I'd probably just stand there too, because I'm not stupid.
Okay, so last week, not this past week, but the week before, we didn't talk about it. The Dark Side of the Ring on Jimmy Snuka came out.
Okay.
I just watched it this week.
Mm.
I'm not saying that they're doing this. I just find it interesting. And when I say interesting, I mean interesting. I'm not trying to imply anything or say that there's anything behind it. I just find it interesting that they're pushing Tamina again, nowhere out of the blue, around the same time. The story about her father that may or may not implicate Vince McMahon in buying off the cops to get Jimmy the Superfly Snuka off on a murder charge. Very interesting at the timing that Tamina is getting this push. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing. You very well may be right. So? It's just one of them things. He's like, it's entertainment. You know what gets eyes? Shit like that. Makes sense to me. I get it.
Now is the perfect time to push Tamina. Her father's back in the spotlight, even though it's a negative reason why. And they may be capitalizing off that. A lot of people
publicity is good publicity.
A lot of people are very upset with the way WWE's been handling things lately and treating their wrestlers and leeching off them. And we'll talk more about that when we get to NXT. Look at that. We're just full of foreshadowing today. We also had Bliss and Cross defeat Carmella and Dana Brooke to retain their tag team titles. They had a cool little tag team finisher there at the end, something new for those two.
My favorite part of any tag team match with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss is their entrance, because Nikki Cross always just seems so genuinely excited every time they have a match. And it's just like, she looks so happy. And it's just like the greatest thing. It's very rare that you see people that happy.
So Travis Pointer's finisher is the Muscle Buster, even though it's banned, correct?
Yes.
So I've decided, because we live in a time where men of all heights and statures and weights and physical shapes and sizes can do incredible things. Keith Lee and Kevin Owens and countless other wrestlers have shown us that high flying isn't just for, the small,
statured folks,
small, light, skinny, cut, muscular folks. So I've decided that our tag team finisher, we need to think of a name for it, but as I was scrolling through and looking at some stuff, will be the Muscle Buster coup de grace combo. So you will hit a Muscle Buster, and then I come off the top rope at 300 plus pounds with a coup de grace. Dude's dead.
Yeah, they die. Like, if you come off the top rope and force him down with the coup de grace as I'm coming down with the Muscle Buster.
No, you hit the Muscle Buster.
No, I want to do it at the same time.
Well, that's not an available option.
Are you talking about in 2K?
Well, we're just talking about wrestling video games in general.
I hear you. I'm just saying, but
if we could do it the other way, 100%.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm with that.
So we need a name for that.
We'll figure it
out. Last but not least, the fucking Triple H shit. So it's 25 years of Triple H. Some of this was good. Most of this was fucking awful, in my opinion. Like Triple H coming out and having the water bottle and some random guy coming and taking the water bottle out of his hand. That was fun. Some of the stuff that Shawn Michaels said was fun. It got super serious when they started talking about how Shawn Michaels didn't get 25-year.
This whole time, I'm like, Shawn, if you don't kick him in the face, I will be pissed. And he didn't kick him in the face. He didn't kick him in the face. Therefore, Shawn Michaels, you are dead to me.
I said it on Twitter. I was like, if Shawn Michaels doesn't sweet chin music Triple H, what are we even doing this for?
And then, well, for one, that whole thing when they called me Mr. WrestleMania, but your WrestleMania moments are, unmatched. And I'm like, really? And then they show him like, I get it. For all you people that said Triple H never puts anybody over.
They showed the same loss to Undertaker twice and counted it twice.
Well, which one?
They showed him being choke slammed at WrestleMania 17, and then later they showed him getting the last ride in the ring at WrestleMania 17. They showed it twice. He's lost to the Undertaker 3 times at WrestleMania. They had 4 losses to the Undertaker in this video package. I paid attention because it was the Undertaker.
I didn't. Well, see, that's the thing. I didn't remember them showing Not the Hell in a Cell one, but the one before that. I didn't remember
Oh, they
seeing
showed
that
it.
one. Yeah, I didn't
They
remember
did.
seeing that one. So I was like, maybe they did that to make up for the other one. But yeah, you're probably right. But
I
anyway,
counted 4. If I'm wrong, if anyone counted less than 4, let me know. But I counted 4. But no, showing Triple H losing was fun. Showing the DX bloopers was fun. Stephanie calling in, Ric Flair calling in was fun. Road Dogg calling in was okay. He kind of looks like Santa. But where this all went like really, really, really downhill was when Vince came out.
and again, what the fuck? Because Vince came out there at the end, he was talking about how bad it was. I'm like, you gonna fire him? Please fire him. Please say you're fired at the end of this. Please do it. And he didn't do it. I'm like, this is all such a waste.
They were talking about how bad the segment was and then comparing it to other bad things, but like Vince was just rambling on like about the gobbledygooker and
Really? Exactly. Like it
kinda
should have
took it-
ended with Vince saying that Triple H was fired. Like that's what should have happened.
and I got confused. I was like, are you implying that Triple H was the gobbledygooker at first?
That's what it seemed like to me too. Yeah.
Are you implying that he was in the costume?
Yeah, but I forgot who they said it was. They've said
Yeah,
since
no, I know.
then who it was. I forgot who it was.
And
But
it wasn't Triple H.
no, it's not. But like, yeah, I'm like, why did Vince even come out and do all that if he wasn't gonna do the whole "you're fired" thing? Like, it's just
Also, he looked like a frail old man and he sounded not
Vince, for
Good.
all intents and purposes, probably should have died 10 years ago, but somehow because he's Vince McMahon, he has soldiered on despite his body's protest of just wanting to rest forever.
I know why, but or do you want to know?
Yeah.
Same
Enlighten
reason Magic Johnson's still alive. Remember that episode of South Park?
Oh, he just injecting concentrated cash? Yeah.
Why do you think he went and made sure that this was deemed an essential business and didn't get shut down in the state of Florida so he could keep making money?
Because he sleeps with his money.
He needs that constant stream of cash and the blood flow to keep him alive. He will live forever as long as that money keeps coming in. You cut off that cash flow, he is gone.
Might be right. You might be right.
Yeah, dude, it was bad. So
Yeah, it just ended badly. The whole them like it kind of. I saw what they were trying to do at the end. Like, yeah, did he just cut us off? Or did he just shut us down?
I would have preferred if we had gone back to Vince Loves Cox or like them dropping shit on Vince on stage, shit that like the DX stuff they were doing. Like any of that would have been enjoyable. This was not.
It would have
This was
still
bad.
been lame in that situation, but it would have been better than what we got.
Mhm. So I'm spinning this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm spinning it. I'm spinning SmackDown.
Even though I really liked the Braun stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, that's not enough to bring it all over the top, though.
No. Raw, NXT, or AEW?
Let's go to AEW. Let's go to Ow.
How'd you like AEW this week, Travis?
Well, sir, let me be completely honest with you. I watched, but I'm 95% sure I fell asleep because I don't remember the main event.
Okay. So AEW was a little off for me because I got spoiled on 2 of the big matches, so I already knew who was going to win. So I kind of made me lose interest in paying attention because one of the main event was Dustin Rhodes versus Kip Sabian, and if Dustin Rhodes lost, he was going to retire.
Right.
But
They're
I
talking
already
about that all night.
I already knew who was going to win the match going into it because I watch AEW when I get home from work.
Mm-hmm.
So having known how the show was going to end, lost a little bit of the luster and the stakes to it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this was a qualifier match, but I still know who won. So anyway, we kick it off with a really awesome promo from Cody. Then we got Sammy versus Darby Allin, and that was the other one that got spoiled for me. This is the other first round matchup in the TNT Championship tournament.
Once again, we talked about this last week, but Chris Jericho on commentary is so fun.
Oh, 100%. And it really does make a difference having 6 to 8 people in the crowd making some kind of noise during
Making
matches.
some kind of sound. Yeah.
It really does make a difference.
Honestly, WWE can just pipe in some crowd noise, and I'd be okay with it.
Everyone's watching at home anyway. The fuck does it matter?
Yeah, just pipe
Vince-
just pipe it in. You know what they
At
do it
the
on
end of
TV all the time.
SmackDown, Vince even did the chants. He's like, I know you're used to hearing Triple H, but we don't actually be cheering boring. Like, if you know what they're gonna say when shit's going on, just put the shit in there. The
Yeah,
problem
yeah.
is
Put it on
they're live
speakers
now.
inside the fucking building and make it a whole thing. Acknowledge that you're doing that. Like, but do it.
If they acknowledged that they were doing it, and this was Vince basically critiquing what he was seeing in the ring by the chants that he put over the loudspeaker, that would be fantastic. Because when you get the boring chants, now you know you are boring Vince McMahon in this match.
Oh, it's so good. That'd be so awesome.
And
Oh,
you
I
can
want
cut
that.
back to Vince McMahon backstage just like pushing buttons. Like,
Pushing the button like that says boring, the boring button, or like the Triple H chant button.
I think we just saved SmackDown Raw.
I think we did. I think we just saved the empty arena WWE television shows.
Do that. And then you guys can have guest hosts, and every week the guest host can be in charge of the sound
Of the
effects.
buttons.
Yes.
Oh, that would be so good.
All right. Who do you got, in your opinion, from what you've seen, from the stories they've told since you've been watching? Who do you got winning this tournament? Cody Rhodes advanced, Darby Allin advanced. Those two will be fighting each other. And then last week, Lance Archer advanced and Dustin Rhodes advanced. So those two will be fighting each other. The winner of those two matches facing off in the championship.
Who won the last time Cody and Dustin faced each other?
Cody.
See, I want to say Cody because Cody can't hold that world title and they're going to want to put something on him. But at the same time, Cody beat Dustin that last time.
Well, so here's my thing. Here's where I'm going, just so you know. So the next round matchups is Dustin versus Lance Archer and Cody versus Darby Allin.
Yeah.
They have been playing up the whole reason Lance Archer is here with Jake the Snake is for Cody. So my thought is Lance Archer not only beats Dustin, but beats down Dustin. Cody has continually, he's beat Darby Allin every time they've met, and I think it's been 2 or 3 times now. So Cody's probably going to beat Darby again. They also did a little thing where Darby punched Cody in the face a couple weeks ago. So my assumption is our final is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Lance Archer. And if that's the case,
I'm going to say Lance Archer wins.
And I'm going to say Cody wins. And the reason I'm going to say Cody wins is because historically in AEW for the last 6 months that they've been alive, Cody gets into these feuds. And when it really matters, he tends to lose. I really feel like he needs to win something. You know, he lost against Jericho. He lost against MJF. These big ones that matter, he tends to lose. I feel like he needs to win something. So I feel like he's going to beat Lance Archer. But I see the value in putting the title on a heel champion.
About to say, remember, you had those baby faces chase that heel. You put that on Lance Archer, let Cody chase him for a little bit. But also, because Jake the Snake. So, you know.
My issue is they don't do a good job following up. Like, MJF cheated to beat Cody. Cody is not continuing a story with MJF. They just kind of end stories and then move on immediately. So I feel like if Lance Archer beats Cody, that just ends it and Cody moves on. And I'm not okay with that. Because
why would Cody just move on? Why wouldn't he keep fighting for it?
That's what he's done with every single story he's had so far. He just moved on from Shawn Spears. He just moved on from MJF. He just moved on from Ty Dillinger. Remember, I was telling you they did this whole thing where Cody called Ty Dillinger a good hand, which we're going to talk about more on another show. But and Shawn Spears kind of went heel, busted Cody open in the back. I sent you that video of him busting Cody open in the back of the head with that chair shot where Cody caught the lip of the chair.
I kind of remember that, but yeah, okay.
But yeah, no, after that feud, Cody just moved on. MJF screwed Cody over, made him lose that match. Cody just moved on, you know, after losing to MJF. Like he's one and done. He gets the match, he wins or loses, and then he just moves on. That's what they've been doing, so I can only assume that's what they're going to do. There hasn't been in AEW much follow-up or chase. I mean, Adam Page went to the tag team division after not winning the world title. He didn't stay in singles and go back after Jericho. Like,
where the fuck is he?
He is choosing to stay home and drink from home, stay safe. And I don't knock anyone for making that choice.
I understand. Drink from home.
We had a broken Matt Hardy / regular Matt Hardy promo where broken Matt Hardy's like, let's see what regular Matt Hardy has to say. And they both talk about Jericho and their match against Jericho. And this all should be really fun and entertaining. And it is. I like the duality here of we can still have broken Matt Hardy and we can also have regular Matt Hardy. He was trying to do that in WWE.
Matt Hardy Classic.
Yeah, they just weren't letting him do it the right way. Like they're like, oh yeah, I get it. You're gonna be yourself. It's like, no, fuck it. I'll just let my contract expire and I'll leave. Then we had Kenny Omega defeat Alan Angels.
Who the fuck
Kenny
is he?
Omega. Nobody.
Okay. Just make sure I wasn't supposed to know who he was. Go ahead.
No. Independent wrestler. A lot of people praised Kenny Omega for how good he made Alan Angels look because he was an independent wrestler and blah, blah, blah. And I just don't give a shit about Kenny Omega. Like, I would rather have Adam Page out there doing shit. So then we got an awesome Scorpio Sky promo. So last week you talked about how you were mad at Ron Funches for supporting AEW, and AEW does not focus their attention to their star African-American athletes. And AEW
Tell the whole
responds,
story, sir. Tell the whole story. I would just point out his hypocrisy. That's all.
Yes, because he was knocking WWE for doing something that you feel AEW also does. And in response, AEW put together a fantastic promo package for the star of SCU, Scorpio Sky.
They better have. That man wipes his ass with Christopher Daniels. But anyway, go ahead.
Then we got Jimmy Havoc losing to Orange Cassidy. Jimmy Havoc is really
Beat the
fucking cool.
shit out of Orange Cassidy for like the first 2/3 of the match.
Oh, yeah. But also looks really cool until his entrance is over. And then not so much.
It's true. This is
You
true.
take off the jacket and the face mask and just kind of loses. Then he's just another
Like,
guy.
oh, you just some dude.
But he's a violent little dude, violent, skinny little fucker. Like you said, beat the living shit out of Orange Cassidy. Like he's widery. He's widery.
Oh man. Yeah. So here's the thing. Because every other time I've heard about Orange Cassidy having an actual match, it was always on a pay-per-view, so I never saw it. Is this a typical Orange Cassidy match, or
I've only seen one Orange Cassidy match, and that was against Pac.
And that was on the pay-per-view, right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Kip Sabian, and Penelope Ford kind of get involved here, which is what leads to the roll-up from Orange Cassidy for the win. But then Orange gets jumped by those three until the best friends come down and save them. Then we get a really weird backstage interview with the best friends where, like, the guy that calls himself Chuck Taylor but doesn't wear the right shoes is all hyped up and gets a chain from somewhere and puts it around his neck.
They can fix so much. Like, I would support them 100% if Chuck Taylor would just wear Chuck Taylors.
Trent is pissed off, but apparently he's like a really zen pissed off. Like,
I don't know, bro. Like, you the one keep making me watch this shit.
they do some really good shit, and I enjoy a lot of it. Like, I don't like Chuck Taylor, and he was the focus of it. I actually enjoy Trent, and this whole, like, I'm really mad, but he didn't look mad thing was kind of a weird choice. AEW does a lot more comedy than, out there comedy than WWE does. Like, WWE's comedy is basically dick and fart jokes because that's what Vince finds funny. So that's what they do. And if they're not doing that,
jokes are funny.
It's just our truth. Whereas these guys actually try some shit. Some of it hits, some of it doesn't. You know what didn't hit for me? The motherfucking flim flam, Travis. The internet is going crazy over this flim flam bullshit.
Wait, what? What is this? What's flim flam?
That thing with Jericho and the Inner Circle doing the bubbly bunch again.
Oh,
where they did like their version of TikTok and they called it the flim flam. People thought this was hilarious and great. And I'm like, this feels like another one of those, you guys are just going to praise anything AEW does. Because if they had done this on WWE, like the Undisputed Era,
trash.
You guys would have shit all over it. The only person I could see doing this in WWE and getting it over is R-Truth. But if they had done this with another faction, like the Undisputed Era Maybe the New Day might be able to pull it off too. But if they'd done it with like a more serious group like the Undisputed Era or something like that, people would have shit all over it, 100%. And don't get me wrong, Jericho can get anything over. This just didn't do it for me. I thought it was fucking stupid. Like, I did not enjoy it. Maybe it's because I'm a 33-year-old old man. That's what Flex Eddie always tells me. Eddie on fucking Twitter, that 16-year-old kid always tells me I'm a grumpy old man. That's why I don't like this shit. At Flex Eddie 3, fuck you, Eddie.
Oh, he's the one that exclusively watches us on Pornhub, right?
He did at one point. I don't know if he still does. He was.
Well, if he stopped, you need to get back to it. Get your shit together.
No, I think he went to Spotify or something. I don't think he just exclusively watches on Pornhub anymore. I think he may have moved to an audio version. So he's still listening.
No, fuck that, dude. Watch us on Pornhub.
You heard Travis.
Yeah, you heard me. Or don't listen at all.
Flim Flam. Well, I wouldn't say that. Keep listening. No, the Flim Flam thing just didn't do it for me. I was not a fan. And then, as we said, we had Dustin versus Kip Sabian in the finals. Dustin Rhodes gets the win. I didn't see Kip Sabian win. I don't see any value in Kip Sabian. He doesn't do it for me. Is what it is. There were people that are like, oh, why'd they put Dustin over Kip when Kip's the young up-and-comer and Dustin's and all? I just don't see value in Kip. And like I said, it makes sense to have Dustin get beat by Lance Archer to fuel that feud between Lance and Cody. Like, that's what
also,
I see happening.
just
That's
because somebody's a young up-and-comer doesn't mean you hot shot him right away. Give him, you gotta give him some wins, some losses, let him build a record. And then you bring him up. Let people get to know him first. And then you bring him up.
Oh,
you just brought him up too quick. Y'all have been shitting all over how fast they pushing random people. Fucking hate the internet,
two things.
Dude.
Wardlow defeated a jobber. And
I'm sure that dude cried.
Brody Lee continues his parodying of Vince McMahon in the promos. He also has a squash match. Did you see it?
It's the first time I've seen Brody Lee.
And do you see what we're talking about?
I see what you're talking about, and honestly, sir, I am pleased.
Oh, I'm pleased too, but a lot of people are trying to say, oh, it's not a Vince McMahon parody. He literally sat there and said, how tall are you? How much do you weigh?
Exactly.
Did you play college football?
Literally.
Announcing him as Mr. Brody Lee now.
He's clearly channeling Vince McMahon right now, and I love it.
And if you say he's not, you're just in denial because he is.
Exactly.
100%.
And I fucking love it.
There is one person I follow on Twitter who tried to argue so hard that this is not a Vince McMahon thing. He goes by Undead Austin. I'm going to call him out. Fuck it.
Call him out.
He's like, oh, this is a mafia character and this isn't a Vince thing. And you WWE fans, you just want to see this. I don't hate it. I enjoy it. I've got no problem with it. I think it's fucking hilarious, but call it for what it is. He has been parodying Vince McMahon since day one. And it may not be the whole premises of his character, but it is a good part of his backstage vignettes. Plain and simple.
Love it.
Spit or swallow, Travis. AEW.
Outside of the Brody Lee thing, it really didn't do it for me. I'll go ahead and spit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was a little put off this week because the two matches that happened, I knew the outcomes, the two that mattered. Like I knew Dustin was going to win, and I knew Darby was going to win. And those were the only two matches of consequence this week. We did get Orange Cassidy, and you did get to see him wrestle, but no Luchasaurus.
Exactly.
No Hangman Adam Page.
None of the cool people were there.
Oh, they also got a new member of the Dark Order finally, which is something you asked for.
Who is that?
I don't know. He's got fucking tally marks for 10 on his chest. And
I mean, he's
10,
6'2". Who's 6'2" and 240 pounds?
Dude, you know how many independent wrestlers are out there? I don't know any of these motherfuckers. And they put a mask on.
But how many of them are 6'2" and 240 pounds? All the rest of them are like 5'11" and like 180.
Probably a few of them. I don't fucking know.
No, all the independent wrestlers are 5'10" and 180.
Lance Archer. There's a guy called PCO that I can show you. He's a bigger guy. PCO.
You don't mean PCP? That's a drug.
I do. 100%. I mean, he might be on PCP, but no, it's PCO. And you'd actually know him. He's actually an old wrestler who was in WWE for a while and is like reinvented himself. Not important, Travis.
Anyway, but you know what I mean.
I'm also spitting despite all that because the show got ruined for me. NXT or Raw?
No condom.
So we kick this off with Drew McIntyre challenging Seth to a match at Money in the Bank. He's like, you know what? I can make you jump through hoops and say that you're not worthy and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. But fuck it. I'm not going to play games. Seth, you want me? Come for me, get my title. But Zelina Vega interrupts. And let me just say, you have been saying for 3 years now that we need to use managers. We need managers. They are doing an incredible job with Zelina Vega as a manager. Just she is everything Travis has been asking for
and
probably
more.
longer than 3 years.
And more. And more. I was just happy to see her.
He gets jumped from behind by Andrade because Zelina's talking about how he's got a match with Angel Garza, so she's distracted him. Unfortunately for Andrade, he catches 2 claymores, one of which throws him out of the ring. And for whatever reason, Andrade, who, if this is a faction or a stable, was looking to be the leader of that faction or stable because he was Zelina's first acquisition. Theory and Garza did not come down and help him like they were supposed to, like they were told to.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of
trash.
A little bit of issue here. Did you see Aleister Black versus Austin Theory?
Yes.
Thank fucking God.
Zelina was on commentary. I remember this. Yeah.
If Austin Theory beat Aleister Black, this would not be a good episode. Right now.
I would have been so happy. You have no idea. I'm watching this match and I was just hoping. Oh, I was hoping. I'm like, come on. Do it. And they didn't. I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Did you talk to me, because I put it out there on Twitter, do you find it weird in the way that WWE does things and how open we are with everything that they're still kayfabing the Aleister Black, Zelina Vega relationship?
Do I find it
we
weird?
know they're married. Do you find it weird that they don't, like, they're still pretending like they're not in a relationship even though we know they are?
No, because I watch TV shows all the time when married couples are on and they like act like they're not. So I get it. It's TV.
Okay. I'm just saying we're in the reality era or whatever.
However, it was funny.
Address everything.
It was fun to me though, seeing her interact with Aleister Black on TV, like really for the first time since they've been like, on the main roster. It's like she rides his dick.
Black gets the win, thank God. So he is now in that ladder match, and I couldn't be more excited. They're going to do some cool shit with the cinematics with Aleister Black and his kicks and his offense and what he brings to that match. I'm looking forward to it even more now. Hoping to God that Aleister Black maybe wins the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Even better with Austin
That'd
Theory.
be fucking dope. Fuck you, Travis. You know it's a lie. Did you see Shayna Baszler's match?
Yeah, she broke another arm.
Yeah, Indy Hartwell. She's actually signed down in NXT, but hasn't really done much.
Well, she got her arm broken.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Ricochet and Cedric Alexander versus TM62?
No.
Did you see Nia versus Kyrie?
Did I? I don't think so.
Did you see Seth accepting Drew McIntyre's challenge?
Yes.
Because we need a leader.
Yeah.
And he's going to be that leader. And I want to know where the fuck, like, we'll talk about it because one of them was out there and he's still wearing the pants, but like, where the fuck are his disciples?
Yeah, where are Toka and Razor?
Why are they socially distancing the followers from the fucking man bun Messiah?
Yeah.
Why are they socially distancing them from their push that they were getting?
And why don't they call them the disciples?
I don't know.
Because if he's the Monday Night Messiah, they should definitely call themselves the disciples.
Did you see the Bobby Lashley stuff?
No.
Did you see the Viking Raiders car ride?
No. God damn.
Did you see Apollo Crews versus MVP?
Yes.
So Apollo Crews qualified for the Money in the Bank as well.
Yeah.
There's a 6 people, 6 out of. There's like 20% chance, 15% chance that Apollo Crews might win the Money in the Bank.
No, there's a 0% chance. We know that's not going to happen.
Why not, Travis? He could do it. He got drafted to Raw. He beat MVP. Are you trying to say there's never been a black Money in the Bank winner? Are you
Not that I
saying?
remember.
Are you saying that a black man has never held the Money in the Bank championship? Is that what you're trying to say?
I've never seen a black man hold that briefcase.
What about a black woman?
We're talking about the men right now.
Just asking questions, Travis.
Yeah, but you're trying to change the subject right now.
I'm not changing anything.
I mean, I haven't seen one of them either, but it's like we're talking about the men.
Okay, so, well, I guess Bailey's technically a person of color, so
She was Money in the Bank.
yeah, she cashed in on the same night on Charlotte, or on Charlotte after Charlotte beat Becky.
I thought Alexa was the one that cashed in on the same night. They both did it.
Yeah, 2
Hmm.
separate years in a row.
Forgot all about it.
I was there to see Alexa do it live.
Cool.
In color. Did you see Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott?
No. Damn, they cut a lot.
Did you see Rey Mysterio versus Buddy Murphy?
Yeah.
So the veteran that they need to guide the match got in the match. Rey Mysterio defeats Buddy Murphy. I was actually a little surprised by this. I thought that Buddy Murphy was going to get in, but I know that they like to have that one veteran competitor in the match to kind of move things along. But I thought that was going to be Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan also qualified. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least
did
it
you
wasn't
see-
Kane.
Yeah, no shit. Did you see Charlotte versus Caden Carter?
Yes.
Kate was saying that, and apparently you had tequila, so you could have done this. If you drank every time they said Caden Carter, you'd be sufficiently fucked up because they kept repeating her name.
I didn't
Over
have
and
tequila
over
at
and
that
over
time.
Oh, you didn't have it on Monday?
No.
Okay. Charlotte wins. I don't know why Charlotte's on Raw. I'm not
I don't
happy
either.
about it.
I have no idea.
Stop it. I don't even care if she's facing NXT talent on Raw. I don't want her on Raw.
Yeah. She's the NXT champion. She should exclusively be on NXT.
Did you see Andrade versus Tozawa?
Yes.
Andrade won.
Yeah.
Got that win back after losing last week to Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
50-50 booking. See Bianca Belair versus Santana Garrett
No.
with the Street Profits on commentary.
Really?
Did you see Drew versus Garza?
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre defeated Garza?
I don't give a fuck. You mean to tell me we had a Bianca Belair match with the Street Profits on commentary and they took that away? I'm spitting raw.
Not good enough for Hulu. Monday Night Raw edition. Ricochet and Cedric Alexander defeat TM62. That's not officially their name, but that's what the fuck I call them because it's one half of TM61 and some new guy. So they are now TM62. Nia Jax.
Wait, who?
Pretty Ricky's what he calls himself. And
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
Sad.
I know that. Who are they facing?
Okay, there was a tag team in NXT before you watched NXT that went by TM61. It was Nick Miller and Shane Thorne. One half of them got fired. The other kept his job. He is now part of this team.
He got fired or he was in that big list of releases?
This was way before.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he probably got fired. Okay.
He got repackaged and put with this guy. I call them TM62 because his original tag team was TM61.
Gotcha.
So we're just going to call him TM62.
Sure.
You didn't see him anyway.
I'll probably never see him again, so I don't care. But go ahead.
Bobby Lashley is in a gym somewhere flipping tires because so he preps flipping a tire and Lana shows up and starts licking his nipples, and rubbing his chest. Dude, it was weird. I don't know why.
Did she actually lick his nipples, Matt, or are you just talking shit?
It wasn't good enough for Hulu, so you'll never know. Maybe she was licking those Hershey Kisses. Maybe she wasn't. I will tell you she was definitely rubbing her hands across his chest as he was preparing to flip a tire. So he flips a tire and he goes, any world-class athlete could flip that tire, but what about this one? He turns around and there's a fucking monster truck tire. And they're like, oh, he's not going to be able to flip it. And I'm like, if he didn't flip it, they wouldn't fucking show it. So he's going to flip it. Cool. Great. He tries 3 times. Third time, he gets it up and over. That's the fucking segment is Lana rubbing her hands all over Bobby's Lashley and licking his nipples while he flips
All
giant
over
tires.
Bobby's Lashley.
Yeah, Bobby's Lashley and licking his nipples.
Is that
while
what
he
his
flips
chest is
tires.
called? Is that called his Lashley? This is his Lashley.
No, his Lashley's a little lower.
Oh, he's it's Lashley. Gotcha.
Licking his nipples while he flips tires. It was really fucking weird. Speaking of really fucking weird, and I'm kind of disappointed you missed this, so you could shit on this with me. They had the Viking Raiders in a car doing kind of carpool karaoke, but not really. They're driving in a car. They're chanting about, the things that Vikings do and then going Viking Raiders and eating turkey legs. Why? And Bully Ray kind of explained it. Why do they have to take badasses and just not make them badass? Like, why can't they just let badasses be badasses other than guys like Brock Lesnar? And what Bully Ray said was Vince doesn't find badasses entertaining. He's got to put his own little touch on them and make them what he considers entertaining. And he doesn't think badasses are entertaining. So that's why he does this to people all the goddamn time.
I can
What he did to Kurt Angle.
I can understand that. It's one of those things like you got to give him something else. You can't just do that because you see like, well, this dude's a badass. This dude's a badass. This dude's a badass. You got to give him a little bit more on top of that, so that once that like facade of how badass they are fades away, there's something else there. You got to give them a layer. I get it. But what you just described was fucking stupid. Yeah. What you described was fucking stupid. But I understand the idea of trying to give them layers, though.
They're in a car with seatbelts on, with full headdress and makeup, eating turkey legs, doing road chants about what the Viking Raiders are, with big smiles on their faces.
They should be like riding around or walking around like giant Viking shields and like in chariots and shit.
Yeah.
Because that's funny.
Liv Morgan defeated Ruby Riott. She got the win. She also did this cool
I saw that on YouTube.
Like springboard STO as a finisher, which was dope. Happy for Liv. Liv's getting that push. Like, I'm good with it.
Of course, she's blonde.
Last but not least, Bianca Belair defeats Santana Garrett with the Street Profits on commentary and Montez Ford cheering her on, making her smile because she can hear him shouting at her to do things in the ring. It was fairly entertaining. I'm not going to lie.
I can imagine it was. Like, I'm really pissed that I didn't get to see that because I can just imagine how fucking extra he was on the side, like sitting at the commentator's booth.
Okay, sorry. Last but not least, not good enough for Hulu. Nia defeats Kairi Sane, and the reason I saved this for last is the internet has been freaking the fuck out.
Wait, I think I did see this actually. Yeah, because she's fucking squashed her. Go ahead.
Okay, so it was good enough for Hulu.
Yeah,
So
it was. I had to think about that for a second. I did see that match.
Not good enough for Hulu. Monday Night Raw edition. Ricochet and Cedric Alexander defeat TM62. Bobby flipping tires while getting his nipples licked. Viking Raiders being completely ruined. Liv defeating Ruby Riott because she's blonde. And Bianca defeating Santana Garrett, making Travis spit this week. About to sum it up?
Yep.
Okay. Nia versus Kairi. I saved this because people are flipping the fuck out. They are not happy with the buckle bomb spot. You know what I'm talking about? Where she had Kairi up in the double-handed choke and she threw her back towards the buckle and she didn't throw her far enough and Kairi landed fairly awkward.
No.
I can probably find it.
I can see it if I'm looking for it. Yeah. Okay.
So there's a spot that happened where Nia's got Kairi up and she throws her. It does sound like Kairi yells, "I'm not set," but she goes for a buckle bomb.
Does she speak fluent English?
It's hard to tell. Sounds like she screams something that sounds like "I'm not set." Nia throws her. She doesn't quite get the buckle bomb the way she gets to like the middle buckle, not the top buckle. Falls kind of awkward. She didn't get hurt, but the internet went on a rampage because Nia Jax has publicly gone out and criticized Ronda Rousey for not being safe. Whereas Nia Jax herself has a history of things like this, or injuring Charlotte, or injuring Emma, or punching Becky in the face and breaking her face open and keeping her out of that Survivor Series. There's a series of things that Nia has done that some people would consider not safe. Now, they have made a list of all these things. I don't remember all of these things being actual injuries. I think this is definitely not one, and they put this on the list where people are just saying, oh, I saw something she did that looked unsafe, so now they've roped that into her injuring someone. As far as we know, Kyrie is not injured. Bubba Ray has talked about how he would never take a buckle bomb. He would take a chair shot to the head before he took a buckle bomb because it is such an unsafe move. It is the move that ended Sting's career, and not of any fault of Seth Rollins, but it's because of the whiplash effect that this does. And that when two people get into a match, they both agree to do a spot, and they both know the risk that comes with doing that spot. It's also the reason why Finn Balor's Universal title reign got shortened or ended, is because
About to say,
it
ended the same night it started. Yeah.
Because it wasn't technically on a buckle, but they did a buckle bomb, and he fucked up his shoulder, and that was that. It is a very dangerous move in the first place. Any move can go wrong. Not saying that Nia was safe in this or did it perfectly or anything like that, but at any moment, any move can go wrong. Kyrie did not get injured, but because Nia was so vocal about Ronda Rousey being unsafe, the internet has been destroying Nia Jax.
Well, let me say, you can, randomly just press your finger on any prominent person on the main roster. If you go back through all this shit, you can find at least 10 times that they were, quote, unsafe. Pretty fairly easily if you decided to look for it. So stuff like that means nothing to me. My thing is, how many times have people, actually injured somebody? And even then, the only one who I've heard of, who I know for a fact has touted this, and it's absolutely true, who's been somebody at that high level but never injured anybody at all, it's Bret the Hitman Hart. Outside of that, who do you know who has been on that real top tier that has wrestled that, that regularly at a high level and has never done something to cause any kind of injury to anybody? Glass houses is my point.
Who the Undertaker injured?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying the only one I know for sure is Bret Hart. That's
Right.
all.
No, I'm with you. Glass houses, like you said, they did the same thing to Sasha when Sasha ended Paige's career, and it wasn't on purpose, and it was unfortunate, and people jumped on Sasha for that too. Now everyone forgot about it, and they love Sasha, and they think Sasha's the best wrestler out of the Four Horsewomen. But at that time, she ended Paige's career, and everyone talked about how terrible and unsafe she was, and blah blah blah. Like it's a constant thing.
Especially when you're dealing with somebody with Paige who has a pre-existing condition. It's like, you can't really.
Here's my thing. Listen, it's not our place as fans to decide who is and isn't unsafe doing things in the ring that we have never done, and we don't know what it takes to do them or any of that, because we see it and it doesn't look good or it doesn't look safe. We don't know. If Kyrie's not injured, then Kyrie's not injured. If anyone needs to take issue with Nia Jax, it is Kyrie Sane, because she was the opponent. Nia Jax has used this to get heat, and I think it is smart, because if fans are going to lash out and hate her for it, and she's supposed to be a heel, why not dig in your heels? She did the same thing when she punched Becky in the face. Dig in and get as much heat out of it as you can.
Yeah, go fight her if you don't like her. I mean, I won't, but I don't want none of that smoke.
So you're spitting Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Black defeated Austin Theory, and that's really the only thing I wanted. So I'm swallowing Monday Night Raw. They gave me that one thing. All right, NXT. We kick off
Recognized worldwide. We are
NXT.
That's about as excited as I'm going to get for this. Go ahead.
Really? All right. So we find out Finn Balor is missing. He is supposed to have a match with Velveteen Dream tonight, and through rumor and innuendo, the winner of that match would go on to face Adam Cole for the NXT title at some point in the future. Dream comes down to the ring to address the fact that Finn Balor is gone, and Cole actually showed up. He's not poolside anymore. He's here. He accuses Velveteen Dream of being the one to take Finn Balor out, saying that, Velveteen Dream did this so that he could get that title shot that, he never even agreed to, saying that these people get that. Everyone's just assuming the winner of this match would have got. And here's the thing. This is the first of many unfounded accusations that Velveteen Dream is going to receive this week. And I just don't appreciate that everyone's just, he tells Dream he'll never be champion. Then the Undisputed Era jump Velveteen Dream. But here comes Keith Lee for the save.
And this was the end of the things that entertained me on this show. Go ahead.
Our main event is going to be Velveteen Dream and Keith Lee versus the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, that's all part of the same thing.
If you pay very close attention as they fade out, the man that at one point Travis and I referred to as created by Hitler in a laboratory is standing off in the shadows with a little spotlight on him. You can see him hiding. He's just lurking out there. We have to redact our Aryan race champion after this week.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
We got Tegan Knox, or did you see Tegan Knox? No, you didn't see Shotzi Blackheart.
No.
Did you at least see the picture I posted of her in the fucking tank?
I know you posted a picture. No.
I did. I posted
on Twitter?
No, on the Facebook group.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I at least posted a picture for you of her in the tank. I literally tweeted at you when it was happening, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, if this isn't good enough for Hulu, Travis is going to be pissed because she's got the fucking tank.
I didn't say anything purposely because I hadn't watched it yet. I'm like, I'm going to let myself watch it and be happy if I see it. And, yeah, they didn't give it to me. And,
Did you see Drake Maverick versus Jake Atlas?
Yeah, I saw Rockstar Spud.
So this is another thing that the internet has kind of been WWE about, is that Drake Maverick made that sad video about his release, and WWE has kind of used that, but they have not given him his job back. So they're using the fact they released him in real life as part of a story and have not re-signed him to a contract. But he still has 2 more matches in this round-robin tournament. It's not over. He still may be re-signed by the end of this hell. For all we know, he'll end up Cruiserweight champion.
Exactly. So don't trip yet. Calm down.
I just don't like the fact that, they did all this with Drake Maverick and then he loses to Jake Atlas, because who the fuck is Jake Atlas?
This is true, but,
I learned that Jake
in ring
Atlas,
wise, though, who the fuck is Drake Maverick?
he's Rockstar Spud, Travis, GM of 205 Live. Anyway, they did hit that really cool cartwheel, like off the top rope.
You want to talk about how WWE treats TNA shit? Do you want to go there? You want to go
No,
there?
because then we got to talk about Samoa Joe, and it'll make me sad because I remember when Samoa Joe was NXT champion and how happy I was about that.
Joe.
I watched some old NXT shit the other day.
I might want to watch some old Samoa Joe and TNA shit because that was fucking dope. But go ahead.
It sucked, but I did find out from guys over at the Smack Raw podcast that apparently Jake Atlas is an openly gay wrestler. I hate how they tout people as the first, because technically Darren Young was the first ever openly gay wrestler for WWE. It wasn't Sonya Deville.
Orlando Jordan, sir.
He was he openly gay while he was with WWE?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Almost positive.
Because I remember hearing about it later, but I didn't know that he was openly gay while he was there. I mean, Chris Kanyon was gay, but he wasn't openly gay about it. Pat Patterson was gay, and everyone in the back knew about it. So there was talk of, might WWE do something where, because he's openly gay, they make him like a Rico or not. And here's my thing. I don't see that happening because they haven't done that with any of the gay wrestlers that they knew were gay. They didn't do it with Pat Patterson, Orlando Jordan. They're not doing it with Sonya Deville. They didn't do that with Darren Young. So I don't see them painting him up as a woman, putting him in rainbow dresses and shit. They're not going to go that route. So I would not worry about that, RN, if you're listening. And if you're listening, I want you to respond, RN.
Yeah, respond, you coward.
So yeah, I wasn't happy that Drake lost in the first round, but it is what it is.
It's a round robin tournament though, so it's fine. Doesn't matter.
I hate round robin.
I know you do. That's why I said it.
And then we got something interesting. So I've been saying, and I think you agreed with me, that as great as Keith Lee is as North American champion, there's been no substance to his title defenses. He hasn't really had a feud.
True.
We get a promo package from the Saint. Damian Priest talks about how Keith Lee has been ducking him. Keith Lee has been avoiding him. Keith Lee doesn't want to fight him, and here's why Keith Lee doesn't want to fight him. He beat Keith Lee in his debut match. Keith Lee is only beating people he knows he can beat. That's why he does. They have given us some kind of story and some kind of substance to a feud with Keith Lee that they added to in the main event. So I really fucking enjoyed that they did this. We'll get there, but this was a great promo package for Damian Priest, who's not really someone I have been a fan of. Like, I haven't been like, not like I don't like him, but I haven't really been a big fan of him since he
because you don't like the fact that he ripped off your character.
And the Archer thing's stupid. But,
yeah, that's dumb. But outside of that, he ripped off your character, so you don't like him.
What they've been doing with him within the last month or so with this nightstick, the Tanya Harding bullshit, like, that's been pretty damn good. So.
Why?
Did you see Tony Nese versus Kushida?
Those names mean nothing to me, so no.
Did you see a white guy versus an Asian guy?
Yeah, I did.
Asian Marty McFly.
Yeah, that dude. I did see that shit.
Defeats the Adrian Neville knockoff, Tony Nese.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that now.
To get his first win in the tournament. Did you see Johnny Gargano's promo at home with Candice LeRae?
Affirmative.
So, before we get into how awesome I thought that this promo was and what a great job they did, let's talk about how Candice LeRae is straight up Killer Frost. From the lipstick to the hair.
Yeah, I saw that too. Now that you mentioned him, like, yeah, that's some
straight up Killer Frost.
Bona fide Killer Frost vibes.
Makes sense because if I don't know that you've paid attention, but Johnny Gargano has constantly or continuously, I can't never remember which one's which. Anyway, for takeovers, he always patterns his gear after superheroes. So he's had Wolverine, he's had Iron Man, his tights, the things he does, he patterns them against superheroes. So seeing her kind of invoking that Killer Frost look now that they're bad guys, I thought was pretty cool.
I like that.
Enjoyed that.
Now that you mentioned it, I do see it and I like it.
Yep. And I mean, this was one of the best promos I've heard Candice LeRae cut. The going back and forth from black and white and the stuff they did here, it was all fantastic.
Speaking of the Flash, do you know anything about this week's episode?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, never mind. We'll talk after you watch it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see Mia Yim versus Jessie Kamehameha?
No, because I would remember somebody being named Kamehameha.
It's Jessie Kamehameha, but we're just going to call her Kamehameha.
I would have remembered that anyway, but no, I did not see.
You would have remembered. I'd
remember seeing Mia Yim exactly. So,
did you see the Robert Stone Chelsea Green backstage or not backstage a promo video?
No.
Okay, you didn't see anything. Did you see El Fantasma versus Jack Gallagher or El Hijo del Fantasma?
Gentleman Jack Gallagher, yes. Is that the one that used to have the umbrella?
And now he's got muscles and chest tattoos?
Yeah. Like, that's not the same guy. I liked you better with your hat and your bumper shoot. What happened with that?
With your what?
The bumper shoot. That's what they call an umbrella over in the Great Britain. They call it a bumper shoot.
Over in the Great Britain.
Yeah.
Bumper shoot.
Really? Bumper shoot. I forgot what they call a hat. It's something that what the fuck do they call the hat? They call the hat something. But yeah, it's a bumper shoot. That's what they call an umbrella.
Okay. El Hijo del Fantasma, who I'm going to call him the Son of Fantasma because that's what it means. So the Son of Fantasma wins. He beats Jack Gallagher. I wasn't really blown away, but then I also thought he was going to be the leader of this masked luchador faction or masked wrestler faction that was kidnapping people. Then they tried to kidnap him and he fought them off. So he was the first person to successfully repel their advances.
So he's the Ahmed Johnson to their Nation of Domination.
Possibly.
That's what it looks like to me.
I was very interested by that because I really thought like they were going to push this guy and he was going to be kind of the leader of this group. And now
Now he's going to be the one fighting them. He's their
Yeah.
Ahmed Johnson.
And then you saw the main event, Dream.
Hopefully they don't have the
versus,
rapping white guys, to go along with them.
JC Wolf or JC Ice and Wolfie D. Or
Who the
whatever it
fuck
was.
knows? I don't care what their names were.
Speaking of which, after we did our watch along, Eddie went and continued to watch along, and those guys are driving him nuts on Twitter. Like, I've had a few chats with him. He's like, when do they get rid of these two rapping idiots from the Nation of Dominate? Like, he's not having it. So at least our watch along sparked someone to continue who probably has never seen
that shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You know what? I'm happy for you for discovering that, sir.
Dream and Lee defeat the Undisputed Era, except it's not Dream and
I'm about
Lee.
to say, I wasn't Dream and Lee.
Before the match, Keith Lee gets throated with a nightstick by Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Lee is taken out. It is the Dream versus Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish. Also, I found out that Kyle O'Reilly may or may not be injured. He may or may not be trapped in Canada. And he may or may not be immunocompromised because I believe he has diabetes. So any one of those things is probably why he's not here and why we're getting Bobby Fish.
I was going to ask you, where's the fourth one? Because I don't know
if he's injured, but I heard people saying he's injured. I do know that he does have diabetes, and that makes him immunocompromised. And I like to make the joke that he's stranded in Canada, and they won't let him out.
Yeah, I know there's 4 of them, and I know 3 of them are not Adam Cole. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't know which one was missing, but I knew one was missing.
Velveteen Dream pins Adam Cole.
I did see that.
With an assist from the man that
from the leader of the Aryan Nation. It's all a cover-up, man. It's all just him putting the veil over your head, putting the hood on you to make you think.
The white hood?
Yeah.
The white pointy hood?
Exactly. All putting the wool over your eyes so you don't realize what he really is. But yeah.
We can't talk about him being the Aryan racist champion, because if he was, he's a shitty champion because he went and helped the black guy.
He's
beat up 2 white people.
He's a disgrace to the Aryan Nation.
He is. He picked the wrong side in this fight. No, he looked fairly fucking impressive coming in and helping Velveteen Dream get in the hot tag.
And it was interesting too, because they're like, "Well, why is he here? Why is he helping?" Blah blah blah. We don't really know. He was just there. All right.
He's just fucking stalking people and hanging out and crowd. Like,
he just shows up like, "Oh, there's a fight here. I want to get into that fight."
Doing weird shit. I'm not against it.
Exactly. I don't hate it.
Not good enough for Hulu NXT edition. We have Tegan Knox and Shotzi Blackheart losing to Dakota Kai and Reina Gonzalez, Raquel Gonzalez. Shotzi did come out with the tank, though, and Shotzi also ate the pin here. We have Mia Yim defeating Jessie Kamehameha. Not important. What's important is after the match, Charlotte comes down and asks Mia Yim, "Are you going to accept my challenge?" And Mia says she would be honored. And then Charlotte tells her she's always been a good hand. But after their match, she's finally going to make Mia a star. So she gave her a couple of backhanded compliments there, insults, took a couple shots at Mia Yim. So RN, who I talked about earlier from the SmackDown podcast, he does not like Mia Yim. And he said something I can't really agree with. I'm not against Mia Yim. I just feel like she's missing something, and apparently it's a character, because when I told him I agree with him on Mia Yim, he goes, "Yeah, bro, dressing urban isn't a character."
It's true. Like, the way she dresses, like, it gave her some appeal, but they don't do anything with that.
It's not a character, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a character. It's like it gives her a look, but it doesn't give her character.
I like the way she looks, but other than that, she's not doing much for me as far as.
Yeah, they got to expand on that. Like, it can't just be, what she looks like. It has to be, she has to have some substance to her. I understand that.
And last but not least, we got a promo video from Robert Stone and the Robert Stone brand. Travis, I feel so bad for Zack Ryder
Why?
because this was basically the opening scene of a porno featuring Zack Ryder's fiance after he got fired from WWE. She is posing for, getting pictures in front of, and then diving in a pool, climbing up next to a man named Robert Stone. Poolside, porno style.
Robert Stone is a porn star name if I've ever heard one.
Chelsea Green and Robert Stone star in Rough Rider.
Is that actually what they called it, or you just made
No,
that up?
that was Zack Ryder's finishing moves.
Oh, I got you. I'm with you now.
That's what I'm calling this promo video. No, it definitely came off like the opening scene of a porno. It was very fucking weird. I was like, dude, and I got retweeted on it a lot. I'm like, I can't believe that they fired him, and now Robert Stone's gonna fuck his girlfriend on TV. Like, this is not right. Poor Zack Ryder. So not good enough for Hulu.
At least she's bringing in money.
Yeah. Not going to go there. Not good enough for Hulu NXT edition. We got Knox and Shotzi losing to Dakota and Gonzalez. We have Mia Yim losing or defeating Jessica Kamehameha and then getting insulted by Charlotte. And we have the Robert Stone brand shooting a porno with Chelsea Green poolside. Poor Zack Ryder. And I think, yeah, it looks like it's it. Travis, spit or swallow NXT.
Spitting it, dude. Like, they told me we were getting Velveteen Dream versus Finn Balor. They didn't give it to me. Then they told me they were getting a tag team match with Finn Balor and Keith Lee, and they didn't give it to me. Then we had a Shotzi match which came out in the tank, and they didn't show it to me. Fuck.
Okay, that's not NXT's fault. That's on Hulu.
And I hold Raw accountable for the same thing when they cut shit from Hulu. I'm holding them to the same standard that I hold everything else. Spitting it.
I'm swallowing this, and this is because this is the only show I've swallowed this week. This is going to be.
I spit everything this week, didn't I?
You did. That's what I was getting to. I was like, you spit everything. So this is going to be my best show of the week, and here's my reasoning why. I don't know what they're doing with Finn Balor. Yes, they promised me Velveteen Dream and Keith Lee, but at least they're advancing a story with Keith Lee and putting some thought and stakes and something into it, and they're developing something between him and Priest. I really enjoyed the Gargano family shit that we had, and I am intrigued by Dexter Lumis and the fact that he's helping Black people and hiding in corners and shadows, and really showed out in that match. I got good wrestling. I got storytelling. I got everything I could ask for. So I swallowed Raw. I swallowed this. This gave me more than just Aleister Black advancing into the Money in the Bank. So this is my best show.
Being the shiniest turd in the pile doesn't mean you're not still a turd. Spit.
Okay, you can spit, but you still have to pick a best show. So you still have to go pick out that.
I just told you it was the shiniest turd on the pile.
Okay, so say it.
Say what?
Say what the best show was.
Oh, NXT.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's it. But that's not it for you, because if you are listening to this episode right now, that means that you can go and listen to Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, because, ladies and gentlemen, that is right. They are back. This week they are covering The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. Mara showed up, was able to do a show. I am so happy that we've got her back to do something with Travis. Travis was hung over his shit because he found a bottle of tequila under his bed. Who knows how old it was. Drank the whole thing the night before.
I did not drink the whole thing.
Almost the whole thing.
Maybe like 3/4 of it, but I didn't drink the whole thing.
I can't promise the quality of the show, but I can tell you that if Travis is either drunk or hungover, it's always a show you want to listen to, because he doesn't remember what the fuck he said. And he's probably grumpy, and Grumpy Travis is one of my favorite Travises. So if you are a fan of the CW Arrowverse, and it is officially the Arrowverse because Arrow fucked it up and created it, please go check out Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. You guys can find them anywhere you guys
full on Mirror Iris on this episode. I know that.
You guys can find them anywhere you find the audio version of this podcast.
That bitch.
You guys can also go to
I hate her so much.
Yeah, because she's a Dallas Cowboys fan. We know.
No. I'm talking about her mirror version.
Oh, okay. You guys can find links to this at Sir Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. I'm sure he will have the link tree for you. Also at The Creation World on Twitter and Instagram as well. Links should be there for the link tree to get you the video versions on Pornhub, our merch, our Patreon, YouTube, all of that. If you watch us on YouTube, like and subscribe, and now throw us a comment. If you watch us on Pornhub, like and subscribe and throw us a comment, because we really do enjoy the random Pornhub comments. It brings us joy, and we need more of those. Even if it's just, what the fuck is this non-porn shit doing here?
That's my
It
favorite kind
really
of comment
does
on Pornhub. I
make
love people
us
who discover
smile.
us on Pornhub on accident and like complain about how us having a hour and 30-minute long video on Pornhub with no porn.
Nobody gets naked. And in this case, it's just me and Travis, and the girls never come.
Yeah.
You guys can find us on Pornhub because we are the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
We
And
are.
Super Flash Arrow of Tomorrow is the #1 DC Universe podcast on Pornhub.
Damn right.
Anything else I got to plug, Travis?
Nah, I think we're
Well,
good right
you're
now.
wrong, because you guys can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/.
Thought you said that already.
Smackin' It Raw. You guys can find them at facebook.com/group/Super Flash Arrow of Tomorrow. And you guys can find all of the video content on Facebook and links to things at facebook.com/Creation World. Please go check out at The Creation World again on Twitter and Instagram and follow them. We would appreciate it. And that is your hub, your link, your everything to all of our content, whether it be wrestling or superheroes or just nerdy shit in general. And please go follow my backup account at Smackin' It Raw. That is at SMACKINITRAW at Smackin' It Raw. Because if I say some fucked up shit and get banned, you guys want to still be able to find me and follow me. So I've turned the Rax account into the Smackin' It Raw account, and it's the backup account. So go follow that. That should be it. Unless you want to go get merch or subscribe to our Patreon, which we would much appreciate, especially in these hard times. Don't forget, Travis wants that Brahma Bull belt. You get unlimited dick pics for the rest of your life. If you fund his Brahma Bull belt obsession, get him that belt. You get dick pics once a day, every day for the rest of your life.
My dick is fantastic, so you should do that.
For Sir Cussalott, Travis Pointer, I'm the Warden, Matt Ritter. We are the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, and we are that damn good.
Peace.